Our Lady of La Salette's urgent message is very much relevant today, during these modern difficult times the world is facing at the moment. One must understand the reason for Mary's visit to La Salette, a small hamlet in the French Alps, on Saturday afternoon, September 19, 1846. The effects of the French Revolution, which had terrorized the Church, the increasing secularization of social thought, and the rising political turmoil enveloping Europe, had taken a serious toll on the faith of the people. In the parish of La Salette, fewer and fewer people attended Mass, and the sacraments were neglected. Cursing had overtaken praying, licentiousness, purity, and greed and self-indulgence, piety and sacrifice. In the French Alps, near this little fountain, the two peasant children, Maximin Guiraud age 11, and Melanie Calvat age 14, were tending their sheep. They saw a brilliant light, brighter than the sun. As they approached, they noticed a beautiful lady seated on a rock and crying, with her face in her hands. In tears, she stood and spoke to them in their local French dialect. She wore a headdress topped by a lucent crown with a band of roses, a dress with beams of light, and slippers edged with roses. Around her neck hung a golden crucifix. On one end of the crossbeam was a hammer and nails, and on the other, a pincher. Over her shoulders was a heavy chain. Melanie, in her fright, raised her hands and dropped her shepherd's staff. Maximin thought only of defending himself. "Keep your stick," he said to her. "I will keep mine and will give it a good whack if it does anything to us." Even after she conversed with them, the children could not identify their heavenly visitor. They would simply call her the beautiful lady. The beautiful lady now stood up, and she said to them in French, "Come near, my children, be not afraid. I am here to tell you great news." The unknown lady now spoke to the children. "We were drinking her words," they would say later, adding, "She wept all the time she spoke to us. Why is she crying?" Mary's tears at La Salette are a sign of God's tenderness, unappreciated and scoffed at. It is a sign within our understanding, for God has always spoken to humans, through humans, and by means of signs and languages used by God's people. This constant presence of Mary before the throne of God guarantees her constant presence in our lives. We speak of her tears in the present tense because they are a reality of today. The words accompanying them likewise pertain to the present. Here is what the beautiful lady told the peasant children. "If my people will not submit, I shall be forced to let fall the arm of my son. It is so strong, so heavy, that I can no longer withhold it. For how long a time do I suffer for you? If I would not have my son abandon you, I am compelled to pray to him without ceasing. And as to you, you take not heed of it. However much you pray, however much you do, you will never recompense the pains I have taken for you." She went on to say, "Ah, my children, you do not understand? Well, wait, I shall say it otherwise." She spoke of great famine, and the children under 7 years of age will be seized with trembling, and will die in the hands of those who hold them. The others will do penance by starvation. She then asked the children, "Do you say your prayers well, my children?" "No, we hardly say them at all," they mumbled. "Ah, my children, it is very important to say them, at night and in the morning. When you don't have time, at least say an Our Father and a Hail Mary. And when you can, say more. Here is the prayer to Our Lady of La Salette. Remember, dear Lady of La Salette, True Mother of sorrows, the tears which thou didst shed for me on Calvary, be mindful also of the unceasing care which thou dost exercise to shield me from the justice of God, and consider whether thou canst now abandon thy child, for whom thou hast done so much. Amen. Our Lady of La Salette, reconciler of sinners, pray without ceasing for us, who have recourse to you. Amen.